Hi, I'm Debbie from the Normal Paranormal Group, and Sandy and I are trying to do personal stories. It's called
One story at a time.
One Story at a Time. So this way you're not overwhelmed with a multitude of stories.
And our first segment.
Yes, and our first segment is called Near-Death Experience. Yes, when I was hit with COVID in November of 2020, I died like several times, and they fought to keep me alive, and I was in the hospital 8 months with this COVID. But during that time, there was this nurse, well, not a nurse, a lady or something, but she was standing between two nurses. And she was tall. I tried drawing a picture of her. It doesn't do justice, but she was a tall, very slim, very beautiful black lady.
There's the nurse.
And
This
there's
is the
the-
woman, and these are the two nurses.
Yes, that they stood up to about her shoulders.
This is Debbie in bed, and they're holding her hand.
That's correct. And she looked down at me and started chanting. She was chanting these words I never heard before. She didn't have an accent, foreign accent or nothing, because when she stopped with the chanting, she would look down at me and say, "God loves you." And I looked up at her and I said, "God loves you." And then she started chanting in this language. I've never heard this language anywhere. It must be ancient. I don't know. Maybe she was an angel. I'm really thinking she was an angel from God. And she was chanting, and the nurses worked around her like they didn't even see her. And she looked down at me again and she goes, "God loves you." And I repeated, "God loves you too." So she went back to her chanting again. And the last time she says, "God loves you," and I said, "God loves you," and everything went black. Everything went black. And I was taken to a place. It's outer space, actually. I would say outer space. And I was shown this symbol. What this symbol means, I have no idea. It's not a perfect picture of it because these should be pushed out a little bit more. But when I got home, I Googled the universe, and because here was two pulsating stars, and this symbol was huge in the system. And then that was the last thing I remembered. And when I woke up, something had telling me to scratch it down on paper so I wouldn't lose the memory of it. So I believe there's the other side. I believe in angels. And if you had an experience with an angel, let us know. You could do a small video even and put on our post. So with that saying, we'll go on to our next story with Sandy. Until then, this is Debbie from the Normal Paranormal Group. Bye.